Welcome to this week's Yep Yeah Yes with Tamika and Marissa. I'm Marissa, that's Tamika, and we are going to be discussing COVID. Uh, is we safe? Everybody seems to still be getting it. A lot of celebrities came out this week about it. But first, stealing from Tamika, stealing from Julie Chen Moonves.
Thief.
How you doing, girl?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah?
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Your skin looks great. Your lighting is amazing. The top knot is everything.
I'm
The
tired.
blue looks great on you. Are you?
Yeah.
You had some fun last evening?
A couple of cocktails, but I'm good.
Ooh, what kind?
I don't know, some rum and punch.
Like a rum punch?
Yeah, but it was already pre-mixed.
Oh, did you ever have that rum punch from Tortola?
What?
Did you ever have rum punch from Tortola?
I think that's the first place I ever had it.
You know, I've never had.
The first place I ever had it was Bahamas.
I've never had it.
No?
No, it just looks like way too much alcohol, and it's like it just.
That's when
yeah.
you drink it on vacation. That's when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Live a little.
Had I known then what I know now,
Yeah, right.
I would have been put in the punch. So I want to talk about a few things. So we're in the state of New York, and the state of New York is starting school this week with COVID protocols and everything like that.
Right.
And it seems like a lot of celebrities have been coming out of the woodworks to getting COVID or testing positive or recovering, things like that. But I want to not to say like you don't have any school-age children. I do, but I'm not just specifically talking about school-age children, but because school is starting right now, universities have been having to shut down because of COVID guideline breaking. And with this, in the state of New York, kids have to six feet apart, but it's from mask to mask. So where one student's face is to where another student's face is, it has to be 6 feet.
Okay.
So themselves are not 6 feet apart. Wearing masks all day, mask breaks and things like that. But the reason I bring up schools in the state of New York is because it's a highly concentrated area for kids to be in. And then, they come back home to families and things like that, caregivers, daycare centers, after school things, stuff like that. I don't know, man. The CDC started out with one thing, then they said another, then now they're saying something else. Fauci says one thing, then says another, and then I don't know, man. Is you feeling safe is my question.
Well, I'm not going to school, but I think there are other places around the world that have, excuse me, that have basically made it work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's places that have shown that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if you can see the screen. I put up a picture of school-age kids in Asia, and basically the picture shows just what you were speaking about with the
They're not 6 feet apart though, but they are wearing masks.
But are their masks 6 feet apart? That's what you were saying.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Could be the angle, because if you start to look, as you look at the picture going backwards, they look further apart. Obviously, the ones up front look close. I think the ones up front, even their desks look closer because they have the girl in the middle, like they positioned her there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
oh yeah. But my question with the state of New York and with the kids going back is because it's like now you're exposed to so much more than we have had. Oh my God, I can't talk. We've been since this whole thing started, and I'm curious to see how I'm not sure.
What are you not sure about?
Is we safe?
Well, no, I don't think we're safe. I mean, the virus is still there. So obviously we're not still safe. But
even if you don't have school-age children, and I keep interrupting you, and I'm sorry. There's something wrong with me today. But even if you don't have school-age children, you're still being exposed to so many different things because, number one, your job, other people that you are in contact with. So like we see each other often. These kids go to school. Now they're going to be bringing stuff here, and then I might bring stuff to you, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean,
But other,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, your mouth is on a delay.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
I figured it out. Your mouth is on a delay, and I start talking, and then I see it moving. I'm like, oh. Like I hear it, and I'm like,
right. So go ahead.
No.
I don't know what I was going to say. I don't remember what you were saying.
So here's the thing, though. So I'll say for the district that my kids attend, you have to do like, it's called like an online survey. You have to do it half an hour before the kids begin their school day. So before you drop them off, at least a half an hour, you have to fill out this thing online, and it says, have you been exposed? Did you take their temperature? Is it above 100? Blah, blah, blah. If they get to school and a temperature is noted or recorded, they're isolated, you pick them up, and they're not allowed to return unless they come back with a COVID negative test.
Okay.
So now, here's the thing though. There's what's the word? Asymptomatic, right? A lot of people have been asymptomatic without having a fever. So there's that possibility of exposure, long-term exposure to someone who has had COVID in this confined space. And then, it's bleeding into other families.
Right. So what are you saying?
I don't know, man. Oh, you just put up a list of symptoms. So fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headaches, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion, runny nose, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. And emergency signs are trouble breathing, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, new confusion, inability to wake or stay awake, bluish lips or face.
It's crazy.
But
you're saying that you might not have those symptoms and still be down with the COVID.
Mm-hmm. I'm friendly with an ER nurse for one of the hospitals here. And what she was saying, as people come into the ER, she has to swab them, no matter what they came in for. And she said what she has been seeing lately is that they're still getting positives, a lot of positives, but people are asymptomatic. There's absolutely no fever, no cough, no shortness of breath, no nothing. They're in there because like they broke their arm or something else. I don't know, man.
Well, I just think that at the end of the day, I can only speak for our country because I don't really know the intricacies of other countries, but with our country, I think that we missed the mark in a lot of ways. We had the whole summer to prepare. Like the money, when money was given out, they could have given extra money to schools to get the schools cleaned and prepared for school, instead of having teachers out there scrubbing like they work for Maids R Us. They could have had certain things open to see, like to test how it works. You know what I mean? To try to ascertain, okay, yeah, this is working. They're basically in New York, they're opening up the casinos the same week they're opening up the schools. Like, why would you? To me, it makes no sense. It's like there's like schools to me have been an afterthought for decades. And
oh yeah, for sure.
Indication of that is the coronavirus and how it's being treated when it comes to our kids. And not just little kids like you have, but college age kids. You see these schools shutting down because thousands of kids have caught it when there was no preparation. Like, I don't know.
That's one of those things that's really weird to me because it's so like you said, I was in school last week helping prepare the classroom, scrubbing, getting closets. Like I have multiple closets in my classroom, but coats, jackets, kids things, they're not allowed to use closets. So we're moving things from doors that we would like we have supply closets and things like that in the back of the room. So I have to take out supplies that we're not going to use, put them in these closets that we're never going to open or we're not allowed to open right now, and change out the supplies, like easy access, one door at a time without having to pass too many kids, make sure the desks are certain height, certain this, certain that, cleaning them. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're doing the right thing by our families. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm
So
going to work and they're going into school.
you work in the school district in New York. Do they give you guys an option to not enroll your kids?
They've given an for 100% virtual.
But you made a decision to let them go.
Yes. Well, now what do I do with childcare? I do have to work. A lot of people got to work. A lot of people are, you know what I mean? Not many people have that option. So therein lies that catch-22 dilemma. So you got to go to work. Then what do you do with your kids? You send them to daycare, and then you find a babysitter, and even that those outlets are being exhausted as well, because they're limited to their capacity and how many people they can have. It's this odd You mentioned, I'm like going left over here. You mentioned casinos. Do you feel safe entering casinos right now?
Like I'm planning to go to Atlantic City with family in October. The Atlantic City casinos have been open for about 2 months now. I think they opened in June. So I'm okay with that because they've been practicing and there's been no word. I haven't heard anything about people catching it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's no, people would be definitely taking footage of,
Yeah.
bad social distancing and stuff like that. So I feel comfortable going there. Now, the ones on New York, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to wait and see and get some feedback and see what it's about and go from there. But I work a job where I'm around people all day, every day. And I just
Yeah.
kind of protect myself and try to maintain as much social distancing as possible. Thankfully, the job that I have doesn't require me to interact with people too much. I can just be off on my own in a corner doing what I got to do.
Right.
And I can keep my distance from people for the most part.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much where that comes into play. But I think at the end of the day, we just missed the mark as a country and really getting on board. And you had mentioned something about with Fauci or whatever, and I honestly don't think that he's going back and forth. I think he's following the data. Things are going to change. That when it comes to virus and tech and science and things like that, it's not absolute. And so you have to follow the guidelines. But one thing that he's been consistent in is protect yourself, social distance, and don't rush into it.
Yeah.
And people are making him into like a scapegoat for this whole thing, and I'm like, it's unfair. I think at the end of the day, we all know what we're supposed to do. Enough people have told us around the world. We have seen other countries do it, but we're
What
just
is it, New Zealand?
our freedom enables us to have stubborn people who refuse to follow guidelines and call people that do sheep. That's the price of freedom, quote unquote freedom.
I get that. Now, do you think, and I'm bringing this up, do you think that media is playing a part in a little bit of fear mongering? Because now, what?
I do.
Because now we see, like we mentioned, celebrities before that are coming out with um, positive testing for COVID. So we have Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He said that his wife and 2 daughters are recovering, and they got it from a close family friend.
Right.
Or close relative, was it? Well, one of the things, he got it close from somebody close at home.
Right.
I don't know. And then now we have Tiffany Haddish. Oh yeah, so you just put up all these celebrities that got it. So Robert
By
Pattinson.
the way, I made this chart. I feel
Oh,
pretty
you did?
yeah.
Oh my God, you got to share this because this chart looks amazing. So the production for Batman with Robert Pattinson got shut down because well, it's alleged that he's the one that tested positive for COVID. Obviously, Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks are probably the first ones, but we've got The Rock, Pink, Tiffany Haddish, um, um, Antonio Banderas. I didn't know that.
A lot of some, not a lot, but a few of these people tested, way back in March. You know,
Yeah.
people like, I think the one here I have is Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert from basketball. That's basically with them shut down sports for the whole 4 months, I think it was.
Oh man.
Utah Jazz, because Rudy Gobert, if you recall, he during a press conference he waved his hands over the mics when Corona was out, and then they found out that somebody that he had it and spread it to the team, and they ended up shutting down uh, all NBA, and then all the other leagues followed suit, and so that was a
See what
pivotal.
happens when you play too much?
What?
See what happens when you play too much?
I know, but in a way, it's a good thing he did that, because sometimes you got to take a joke seriously, and that's basically what we did as a country. And I don't know if you mentioned George Stephanopoulos, and we had the Chris Cuomo and Idris Elba. So it's crazy. And I didn't know Lena Dunham had it, but
That, I was just pointing to her because I couldn't remember her name. I never watched that show that she was on.
I don't like I vaguely believe it, because she's just one of those people that you're like, okay, really? Like, I don't know if she's telling the truth. And then, J.K. Rowling, Boris, whatever his name from the
England.
what?
From England.
Yeah, and then
Is that
Justin,
Usain Bolt at the top?
yeah, Usain Bolt and Kevin Hart. So it's a ton of people that just and this is just a few people. Like the the collage that I made could only hold, I think, 25. So this is just a snapshot.
When did Madonna get COVID?
She got it. She announced it like a month ago, but she said she was like, it's fake or whatever. Like, she tried to belittle it, and then she was out in public, and people like, bitch, do you got it now or not? Like, it was one of those things where she said it, and then the next day she was like out in the streets, like protesting and stuff.
She's so odd to me lately because I feel like she hasn't embraced the beauty of aging.
That's a whole nother topic. Let's
Oh, okay.
with that. So yeah.
Fine. Topic police.
But your point though with mentioning the media, I just want to say, we can always be like, it's the media, but the media also needs to include social media. It needs to include you and me, because there are a lot of people that are bloggers and whatever. They're not the New York Times, they're not Washington Post, they're not in the press room. You know what I mean? But they're making money and spreading misinformation. And not to say that the television networks aren't playing their part, and the newspapers aren't playing their part. Of course they are, but so are the everyday average people that are spreading misinformation and allowing, like, there are people that, like, I saw something online the other day. He's a comedian, but if you didn't know he was a comedian, you would swear that he was telling like the absolute truth. And so if you didn't know he's a comedian, you're going to believe that and then go down that rabbit hole of like, yeah,
Yes. And the funny thing is, I think I know what you're talking about. It is social media personality.
Right.
And most of his followers actually don't know he's a comedian.
Right. Exactly. So
Supposedly.
it's like one of those things. So it's we all play a part. Sorry about my cough.
I feel like I'm plagued with that affliction because I try my best not to give my opinion on too many things. But then it seems like I'm either flighty or not. I hate how the connotation of playing devil's advocate has. I'm not playing with nobody. I just want to hear different opinions.
Right.
Or questions or opposing questions. I just want to know more. And I try my best never to give my opinion, but I just sound ridiculous all over the place sometimes, and it's not it's not what I'm meaning to do.
I get it.
After 22 years.
I get it. The one thing I want to say though is that the corona is the Rona, the coronavirus, COVID-19.
I wish we had a little thing of Cardi B's voice.
I know, yeah, but because one of our followers, whose name shall be withheld, doesn't like the audio being played on here, I'm gonna not do that because we are a show dedicated to
The 3 listeners.
the likes of our followers. And so we follow what they desire and what they need. And with that being said, I will only stick to non-audio clips within the podcast. Shout out to our 2 followers.
Morning Dew and hi Lieutenant Colonel Awesome.
But I for the people in the back who just they really don't want to believe that shit is real. This is as of yesterday. The coronavirus cases in the world, 26,773,771. The deaths, 879,669, and 18,949,805 people have recovered. The one other thing I want to point out too, because for the United States, we've had 6,390,176 cases. This is as of yesterday, or as of Friday, I'm sorry. As of Friday, September 4th. Deaths, we've had 192,146 deaths, and 3,636,283 people have recovered from the virus. So it is real. It's not fake news. It's happening.
The nurse I was mentioning before, she was telling me that most of the deaths that she encountered happened to be, my words, Black and Hispanic. And she said mid-40s was gigantic. And she said most of it had to do with obviously underlying, not because of, with underlying conditions. She was like, for some reason, she was like, I don't know if it has to do with like diet, but if you have any diabetes, heart disease, obviously I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said in the news before. Diabetes, heart disease, anything else, she's like, comorbidity rate is unbelievable, and it's still very astounding, which makes me a little leery, especially as we're opening up more businesses. Yes, we go to supermarkets and we have been going to supermarkets. That's not something that we can stop. But I feel like the cleanliness and the social distancing is adhered to a little bit more. I know, like, I frequent Target here in my area, also for grocery shopping as well, but it's Target. I see not too many kids are in there. Not too many touching of things, and a lot of people I think are still, at least in my neighborhood, are still very like cautious with hand washing and things like that. But these are adults. It's not kids that still have a little bit of a hard time following those protocols. So yeah. I'm curious to see how this is gonna pan out once you do open more schools and as the universities and things and colleges open up again.
Well, we've seen the colleges have been opening up all last month
and closing
and shutting down. and changing, like virtual learning is going to be, it is what it is. And there's the
Yeah.
fight between, well, why should I pay full tuition if you're going to teach me online? Which I get, it's like, part of the tuition goes to being on campus, maintaining the campus. It's not just about, going straight to the teacher's salary. It's the beautification of the yards. It's, the
Other enrichments and programs that
right,
they have.
maintaining the libraries and the classrooms and cleaning them. And so that's also what your tuition's going to. And if you're not doing that, but that's another story for another day, as is everything. I just think that at the end of the day, with this virus, it's, it's not going anywhere. It still is an issue. It's still real. And when when the vaccine comes out on November 3rd, was the election, November 4th, November 3rd, the day before election, I will not be taking it. Not to say I won't take a vaccine. I have no problem with taking vaccines. I need to make sure that I'm not the guinea pig for it. It's the only issue I have with it. Like, I have no problem, getting my shots, and, if I got to go to another country, you get your shots for those, malaria, whatever it is. But I know that those have been proven to be safe. That's all I got to say on that.
No matter what, we're going to be on a rat wheel with that, because you have philosophies that don't agree with vaccines, period. You have those that agree with it. I mean, it's going to
No,
be.
but I'm just talking about me for myself.
Yeah.
I have to wait to see how other people react to it.
Yeah.
I say to myself, okay, I feel comfortable enough. Or it might be a situation where I never have to take it because enough people took it, where it's like, okay, not that it's eradicated, but it's under control in a way that they can figure out a strain. I don't know. But it just odd to me that, okay, is it only going to be available in America? Like, what is that? I haven't heard any other country talking about this.
Didn't Russia come out with one? Or was it England?
Is that the same one that Putin gave to his opponent, guy in Germany who's like fighting for his life? Is that the virus you're talking about? That's another show.
That's another show.
Moving on.
I really, okay, I want to put this topic to bed, and I really want to go to.
Yep,
that's trending. All right. So Niecy Nash got married.
Right.
And married a woman.
Right.
I literally had no clue that I had a shot, and I'm a little bit bothered by it. I feel taken back, and I feel like this was a complete missed opportunity. This is Janet and Jermaine Dupri all over again.
But the funny thing, because you said that the other day, you were like, I knew I had a shot, as if you had a shot.
You don't know.
That's like, you know what that sounds like?
What?
Okay, so that sounds like to me when straight men don't want to be around gay men because they think that the gay man's into them. It's like, what makes you think you had a shot? Like, I'm not even into you like that.
Oh.
So I'm posting pictures of Niecy with her betrothed. Is that how you say it?
Betrothed, but that's before you get married.
So they made like a music video or whatever a couple of years ago, and that's how they met, while Niecy was still married. But they remained friends, and then Niecy got divorced 6 months ago, or the divorce was final 6 months ago, and now she's married to the love of her life.
Good for her.
I know you were like joking, who knew, whatever, and the Janet thing is spot on, because I still think about that, like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? But you love who you love. But I swear, when I saw that, I was like, it was like weird to me, because there's something about her, like she's it's not weird in the sense that she is, you know, attracted to a female. It's weird to me because she seems always so like sexual when it came to men, like dirty, like dirty and sense of raunchy.
I think that was her characters that she played. She
Yeah,
was that.
maybe that was it. I don't know. Like I watch her on Claws, and she's like super sexual with her man, and
What what was the show that she had where she would come in and change, like she was the host, and it was like a home show, and they would like
oh, I never
read.
watched that. I know, I'm familiar with it, but I don't remember the name of it. But I never watched. That's what she would do. She would like,
It wasn't raunchy or anything like that. It was just a whole different vibe. I feel like you got to see a different part of her personality where she's not so. And that's one of the things that like the way women are portrayed in entertainment um is very overtly sexual. I
right.
think as somebody so voluptuous like she is, she's always had that buxom figure, and when you're buxom like that, it's almost like you're only allowed to be like she'll never play somebody who's cerebral. She'll always play somebody who's like overly sexual with a
Well,
or
no, she was in Selma. Did you ever see that?
no.
Oh, okay, so then yeah, she wasn't like that at all. She was she was basically playing the role of a woman who was like she wasn't sexual or anything like that. She was cooking and making meals for the protesters, and you know, go out there, you do, you know, very straight, very, when I say straight, like no humor, no sexuality, just a,
Mhm.
you know, a standalone character. And so
Yeah,
seeing that, I could see like that. To me, show it was a small part, but it showed me like she has range, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think like if as long as she does small roles like that become big roles, she can kind of eliminate the overtly sexual um Marilyn Monroe type of personality.
I have a question for you. Do you think Sofia Vergara is a really good actress?
No.
Okay.
What?
No, it just I wasn't expecting that. Do you think I think about like when I was looking at the pictures of Niecy Nash in her wedding dress. She looked beautiful, by the way. I love that dress. That dress is really fitted well on her.
Right.
Do you remember when Marilyn Monroe came to New York? Not that we were alive back then, but she came to study film and acting in New York, and she was almost made fun of for it.
No. I have to watch like a documentary on her. I'm sure there's a lot of them. I just
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think about stuff like that. But okay, I'm done with this. Can
transition
we talk
again.
about Big Brother now?
Okay.
What?
You transitioning again?
Yes, because I have so many feelings, and I need to understand if I'm looking at this with a crooked lens, or if I'm overtly sensitive, or am I spot on?
Okay.
Can we talk about Big Brother?
Yes.
Are there underlying racial racist undertones for this show that I don't quite understand?
They're not undertones. They're people that feel that way, but they're trying to suppress it.
So it's not a very diverse cast. I'll say that. So
Never. It never is.
no, I'm not.
This is actually a diverse season, believe it or not.
Well, funny enough, I did a quick little like a Google search because I was like, hold up a second. I was on Twitter and I was like, of all the cast of all the years, because this shit's been on forever. If this is Big Brother 22
Right.
and they're talking about, people of color on the show, and I'm like, this is all you got?
You know, this is why they say representation matters. The people behind the scenes, the people making the decisions, that's why it matters to have people that look like me, people that look like you, people that look like Kaser. You know what I mean? That's why it matters to have people like that making decisions, because when you don't, you constantly put people on these shows that don't look like
And the thing that got me into this whole like, wait, hold up a second here. I'm not sure what it is I'm looking at. Oh, I wish I would have saved it. I'm so stupid. Um, who's the guy with the button up? He's in an alliance with Enzo.
Oh, Cody. Wait, Enzo. Trying to remember. Is he blonde, brown hair?
That doesn't narrow it down. Blonde. He's on that top row next to the surfer guy who's not a surfer.
Memphis. Oh, next to
Mem-
or Ian.
Ian.
Ian's not
I
in
thought
alliance with Enzo.
I
Enzo
thought
has
Ian
the
was a different guy.
hat. On the picture that I'm showing, Enzo has the hat. Marissa, we've been at this for like a month. You gotta get.
Listen, I am lucky that I'm slightly vested into this show. Ian is the one with who's on the spectrum,
Yes.
not him. Next to Enzo, is that Bailey or is that Danny? No, Danny's the one with the hat.
Bailey. I mean, that's
Bailey.
Devon next to Enzo.
The one next to her.
Next to Danielle with the hat is Bailey. Anyway, what is your point?
What was he talking about? He was talking about one of the two black girls. The guy here with the blue button down. He was talking about one of the two black girls, and he was saying how the way she talks.
Memphis,
she seems
in the top row, the white guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Memphis.
He was talking about the way she talks is
He's racist. It's already been determined. He was dragged on social media because the first week he made the alliance that included none of the people that they all look the same, whatever. And then he called David a boy, but they didn't air that when he nominated him.
Remember, why would he call him a boy?
I don't know, but they didn't air it, but you could see it on the live feeds. And so he's been making, covertly racist remarks, but they're only covert to people like him.
People like me, because I this is all new to me, and the thing that kills me is that the way she
picked up on it, so it's not covert.
But well, here I am at how many episodes in, and now I'm just like, wait, hold up a second here.
But that's what I'm saying. The fact that they edit it and you're still able to pick up on it. So imagine what's not being edited.
I don't understand how it's making me. I'm understanding this show a little bit more, because part of me is like, I'm missing so much. And I don't understand, like, I'm like, okay, the alliances, I got past, like, the pantry that they just don't use. I got past all that, right? And why is everything so messy? But okay. But Memphis, when he was talking about how she talks, I just don't understand what he's, like, just come out and say it then. You want her gone because she's black. You don't like that she talks to you. That
right.
She said.
But he can't say that. He can't say that, and nobody can call him on that, because that's the kind of society we live in.
But this is the thing that I'm curious about. So the people that are his audience, as he's talking to them, so the people that he's holding court with, that are other cast members, like, y'all agree? Y'all not agree? Are you trying to play a game? I don't understand what you're doing here.
The show is so much more than just, alliances and games and stuff like that. You get to see people, how they really feel, how they really think. And it's disheartening in a lot of ways, but very enlightening in a lot of ways. And so I'm thankful for people like Memphis, because we're reminded that they exist. I'm thankful for people like Kaser, because we're reminded that they exist. And to see him talk about his struggle in being targeted with racist remarks and rhetoric based on the color of his skin, because he is a Muslim American, and especially how he was treated after 9/11. I was very, very sad about that. because not only is it his truth, it is the truth.
Yeah.
That's why I love the show. I just wish they'd have more diversity every season. I mean, I feel like this season they did it only because of the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But there's so many people. I mean, then again, too, it's like, not to say that there's a lot of Black people on the show. I mean, there's been Asian people on the show. Like the cast that they've chosen for this season is very disappointing. I
Do
mean,
you do you think so? Remember, I don't even know if the show is on. Remember, MTV did Real World.
yeah,
You remember how they always had a casting formula? Do you think that they did it the right way?
it's the same people, right?
I had no clue.
No, no, it is.
I
It's
had no.
the same production company.
I'm curious now because they always had like it was always one virgin, one gay person, um, at least one black person, um, and then a plethora of different types of mixes in every season.
Right.
And it was like, you know, I'm curious to see because you have an opportunity. What is it? 20 people in the show they start out with?
Like that. I think so. 16, I think, actually.
Like that's a big opportunity. And I know people like Memphis make for good TV because here we are talking about it. I know they make for good TV and like, can you believe what this guy's saying? So I get it. But at the same time, I just so here's Memphis. Then he's gonna go home. And what is he hailed a hero for saying it like it is with his friends and family who think just like him?
Some people will hail him as a hero and some people will not. The one thing I've learned on the show, though, is that these people are so concerned with how other people view them. They've had discussions about not getting rid of Bailey and Davon because they don't want the black contingent of people to come after them. And so that's why they're still on the show. And the fact that they're saying that says to me, so, oh, you was going to get rid of them the first week then. What you
Yeah,
it's not about their gameplay. You just want to get rid of them, but you're not. You're making it known.
yeah. You're uncomfortable
Very
being around
disappointing.
black girls.
And so you made it even worse by saying that.
Yeah.
Instead of getting dragged on. And the funny thing is, like, they're not on social media in there. They're tapped away from everyone. But
Do they?
what was that?
Is there a reunion show after this? Because
Yeah,
Julie
the last episode, they all come together. And Julie, in the last few years, she's blown up their spot.
Okay, now I'm gonna need her to be and Julie Chen. I need her to Julie Chen this reunion. Okay, okay.
Yeah, she does that. So and now that you're caught up, right? So who do you think is?
First of all, I thought Kaser was gonna go the long way. I'm so mad.
Mhm.
And that homegirl who's pissed because she has to wear the sloppy thing.
The floppy thing?
The what is it? Sloppies? The little cereal box thing?
Oh, I didn't see that.
The punishment one.
I don't remember that.
All right. Well, the one who was like the little dog, she had the.
Oh, Nicole, who doesn't like Janelle.
Yes, there is not Janelle's not even there anymore, and still not a moment goes by where she doesn't talk about her.
Oh, she's obsessed with her.
Is she the one? Is she the one who bought Janelle's old dress on eBay and wore it to a Big Brother show?
Yes. Oh, no, it might have been Danielle.
Oh, okay.
No, Pam was telling me. My aunt was telling me about that. But yeah, crazy.
Ugh.
These people are. But you just watch and
And Ian with the hug and the crying.
I know it's too
Like-
much. But now imagine for people that watch it behind the scenes all day. I don't know.
Okay, so
Anyway,
so clearly Ian is gonna go for the long. He's gonna be. No, you know what? Every time I say a name, they're like on the chopping block the next week. So I'm not gonna say his name. His name gonna be out my mouth.
I have a feeling that it's going to be Cody and Bill.
How is it that none of the white identifying Caucasian men have been evicted yet?
Because they just Look, they have the support they have the support of their white queens to keep. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole.
This goes back to the book that I told you about before. Remember we did this plenty of weeks ago, and it was, I forgot the name of the book now, but it was about how, everybody looks at the slave master, but you got to look at his wife.
Yeah.
She's the one who's doing the telling you.
Anyway.
Oh, all right. So
We could show this. We'll see what happens.
this show is ridiculous.
I love it though.
I just can't believe how like how they always when the only thing I can compare it to is like MTV, when they did the Real World and all that stuff, and to be like, the cameras are on you. Like, why would you say things like that? And it's like you forget that the cameras are there.
Right. And this
it's
is even more so because there's no people holding the cameras.
Yeah, they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
So can you imagine, like, did you forget the camera was there, or is this an edited version of you and this is still what we got?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you watch the feeds, you see the truth.
Whoa. No, I mean, are they editing themselves because they know
Oh,
they're
that's what you're saying, right? I
like,
probably
like,
in the beginning, but after a while,
I don't know, man.
Crazy. Tonight.
Okay. This show. Okay.
Where can they catch us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18 on Instagram and Twitter, the Yep, yeah, yes podcast on Facebook, any streaming device that carries a podcast, any listening device, all you have to do is look for the Yep, yeah, yes podcast, and you will listen, hear, subscribe, give me your opinion, and yeah. And I need more people to let me know about what's going on with this Big Brother thing, because
we'll have a full show, one show dedicated at the end of the season.
Okay.
We'll have a couple people on, talk about
we'll
it.
Julie Chen on.
Yeah, right. All right, Holmes.
All right, I love you.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day to all the people that, in spite of the fact that it's Labor Day, they have to work on Monday. What the point? I took the day off. So, anyway. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Mean it.
Bye.